I present the best of the worst, which is called the worst.
It's presumed we will make it, but it's known we will fail. Everyone has somewhere to go, but no reason to get there. Speckles of humanity litter the space out space. Nothing is necessarily necessary. Lifeblood dried by casual callous. Uncertainty will starve you into digital carnage. It pays to be nihilist, but not in anything that matters.
Creepy opening, frequenting the circus. Creepy opening, silver jaw blings and bronze delight.
I instantly didn't trust you. No, not this one. You seemed like the sort with morals that could sway. You wore serial killer shoes and clothes that looked ordered. You had an air of mania, the upswinging redemption of proactive depression. Keep it controlled on your terms. You didn't want the real. Nobody wants the real. It comes in too hot. I know your type. I know everyone's type. Enough to know that we all fit one. Nobody can ever be different or new except the random. You were going to ask me what I was doing here. Fair. I often wondered myself.
Why are you here?
I'm on vacation.
You don't say.
I did. And isn't everyone?
On vacation? I am, but then I earned it. Many sacrifices, many gold stars, endless plastic exchanges.
A life can be boiled down in a pile of boiled peanuts.
Life isn't peanuts, friend.
It's pretty nuts.
Peanuts are the only thing that you can boil down and they pretty much stay the same. Eggs are totally altered. Cabbage, tray different, but peanuts, not at all. Why go through the whole process to have everything turn out so similar? It makes no sense, does it?
Not sure. I don't frequent the peanut circus.
But you're here. You're in it right now. This is the spectacle we seek. Freaks for days.
I am one of the them, but not the them.
Who do you think the them is?
Who's to say?
Why do you say that?
Because I should.
A mild answer, but it's more about ethics than you realize. Of course, ethics was my major in college. I minored in majorities. They both play a major part in my minor adult life. You go to school? I've been schooled, but I think it meant I was supposed to be insulted. Joke's on them, though. You can't insult someone who doesn't get the joke. You seem like you know something, some things. You've obviously been places. I've been places too. I really can't place the places at this time and place, okay? Okay, but how about we say the places we've been at the same time and see if we match? Okay, ready, go. Europe, Asia, Africa.
Fire!
Smart ass.
Sorry, I've never been there.
I bet. And I do often on things you can't lose. You should try. Just bet on something that'll never fail.
Red 7 every time.
I was thinking beyond the casino floor, though I couldn't look much further for years. The promise of something better always outweighs the familiar sting of something worse.
Nothing will ever change my luck or ever increase my odds.
Well, it'd be tough to increase your oddness.
What are you after?
Where you been? Who you been?
I was once successful. Now I ride the success of others.
Oh, those who can't do teach. Never liked that one because those who do wouldn't be able to teach without first doing. Of course, from there, yes, the teachers get the one upgrade, the humiliation of surpassing youth. That's got to burn, but at least legacy is involved. So life was less of a total waste. This is also why people procreate. So you have the ones teaching, the ones who are taught, and then they're the naturals. There's no expressions to them. You either got it or you don't. You were born to play, you're a natural. I guess there are a couple. There's an expression for everything. Life is never too complex to sum up in a few words. Ask a fortune cookie. Still seems embarrassing that what we find so perplexing can be so peanut boiled down.
Watch the time, but the hour never comes. I've been all these places before. Is there anything else? Another side, a sidle, the others. Them waits. Never trust the credibility of what you're experiencing, hearing, seeing, doing. All could be deception. The narrator could be crazy. And so could you.
So you don't often bet, do you know that?
How do you?
Everybody knows who you are except you.
My toenail is about to fall off. I guess from nail polish that I never bothered to take off. I didn't bother because I don't care about anything, in case there was still any confusion about that. I now suffer the effects of my inaction, as we all must. Do nothing, but things keep happening. That happens, but not hard enough to make me change. I end up tying together the nail with a piece of dental floss and a hope strand, but I feel it coming off again. It's going down, and so am I. I'm losing my whiskers, myself, my myopia. My liver is a patient coffin, my lungs, the dregs of sawdust.
Are you okay there then?
Okay is two empty letters trapped in a meaningless alphabet, created by those who had vision, who thought we could do better.
O and K aren't even in sequential alphabetical order, so that would be extra meaningless, eh? I see, so this conversation is still transpiring, or...
My best friend is a piece of driftwood I found on a deserted beach like a trash heap. I call him Sticky. He gets it for the most part. I mean, we get along all right. Sometimes I stare, and I wonder if he's becoming unreliably unrelatable, just like them all. I barely wake up, and I never remember falling asleep. Passing through it all, but I must still be alive, or so says Sticky, but not the others, the them. I try and avoid these them, but they're there, reminding me to consume, as if that's all there is to it.
Do you have friends?
Besides Sticky?
I was thinking along the lines of things that aren't made out of driftwood. Maybe something with a pulse?
My serial killer had observed my scavenging in body and in mind. Sometimes it upsets them, but who are they? I prevent waste, cause no harm. They buy into the nothing, a triumph for disposability, preferring, not preserving. Lots of packaging is what I'm getting at. I feed myself, and they only feed darkness, but it's hard to see that because it's so dark and all.
Why are you here?
Where else would I be?
You have your usual spots, and this isn't them.
You know about me?
I know enough to be charming yet creepy. I've got at least one of those words covered.
Thought I would make a change today with this spot, maybe with everything.
Something will always change, but always for the worst, mainly because you're always getting older. The greatest times were youth, and not your first outings either, with school and friends. It's those memories you can't remember, those content infancy days. What a cruel joke for the forgotten times to be the best ones.
I should go now?
Can I buy you a sandwich?
That sounds too luxury for my filth.
Today you will live and you'll live for something and you'll want to, and there will be a sandwich.
And there will be a sandwich.
Never had Norman felt more lost than that cold decade, falling down away like daggers through pleasant afternoons. Pulsing tides mix in a motionless sea. Lock the ice away, you're still in the way. No one mourns today, but they.
Boil it down. It's a choice to notice. Boil it down. A pile of peanuts, bet on something that will never fade.
Minds will play tricks. Don't you know? Don't you know? There isn't a fix. Don't you know that you know? Until you know who not to believe. There was no reprieve from your orders to leave. You'll never retrieve what you cannot conceive. Stretch time and lines, but you cannot be freed. Indeed, there's still much to fix, more to feed.
This restaurant is cold in temp and in mind. Artificial air perks unsettles me in a perking way. Not into it. I prefer consensual perking. This is supposed to be how the them live. I should have left by now. Anyone reasonable would, but I'm not reasonable. Which is pretty relative anyways. We create the rules for ourselves, but we're the ones who decide what normal is, even if it isn't. This fellow ghost having some regard for me is bizarre fresh. It stirs me. Or is that the future acid reflux? Was I having sympathy pains already? The physical is 90% metaphysical. Super meta. I think someone made that up. Someone makes up everything there is to explain. Regardless, this ghost seemed to need a friend. What a sucker.
I have a proposition for you.
Creepy opening, no doubt about that. Here comes the perpetual grossness.
Pardon?
I don't do those.
Pardons?
Propositions.
You don't do much of anything, do you?
Not if I can help it.
Do you think you can help anyone?
Not anymore.
What about yourself?
Is that rhetorical? Was that rhetorical? No, there's nowhere to go from here. Only heartbreaking acceptance.
I don't accept that. The more you resist, the more it hurts. That's what's great about it. And that applies to political activism too, and to salty stuff. Do you find yourself looking at everything and thinking nothing, or?
Looking at nothing and thinking everything.
Well, that's gotta mean something. Do you like liverwurst? And don't say it's the worst.
It's not the best.
No fear. I would never clever wordsmith you like that. I could never dream of achieving that level of clever. Never level of clever. Never clever level. That's really not easy. But why would I ever say that in that exact way? Oh, words.
Ah,
So you do? Do you like the worst of the liver, or as many would deem it, I being one of these many, the best of the liver? The best, of course, being the worst. Simple query. Do you eat food?
I am a human, aren't I? I've been unclear.
I'm not sure. The them has been gripping people a lot lately. Haven't you noticed?
I choose not to notice things. I've noticed though, how could you not? I thought he was one of the thems.
You're completely right in saying that it's a choice to notice things. You choose not to see what disrupts the cogs, as if something or someone could control the very experience of you consciously existing. So it's just verbal coding, and you seek the main source. Silver droplings, bronze delight, crimson treatlings. I shall use that bit, bite. You know more. You do know more than you think.
I don't think so.
Eat defeat. You hear me? You understand?
Liverwurst. It's not the worst. Let's just leave it at that.
Did you observe how I don't even have to order here? The waitress knows because she's one of the them, the no ones who've been gripped. What you think?
I treasure the moments I have of free thinking.
What are you trying to forget?
Nothing I can't remember.
I know there's more.
There's always more. I was happy once. That'll do terrible things to a person.
Can't be so bad. You've made it here. You're still moving. You're still a good one or two.
I'm scum.
I find most to be scum, disingenuous, self-fulfilling buckets. I enjoy realness like yours, even if it's like this. It's refreshing to hear, but not to feel. You exude pathetic, and you don't pretend that you're more than you are. That's rare. Fine things are rare. That's why everyone loves them. They're rare because everyone likes them and takes them. Or maybe they were rare originally, and that is what people find likable.
Everyone wants to be more than they are, and no one is anything.
Exactly, sort of. Brilliant, mostly. Painless tragedy, unfazed apathy, untrained nihilism, unhinged bleakness. It's also very excellent. I wish I could live you somehow, just having this. Can't be enough for this merry-go-round ride on this universal trip. People get cut off before they know knowing, you know?
If you want to kill me at the end of this sandwich, I won't try to stop you. I only ask that it be painful, so at least I might feel something before I feel nothing.
You're the poster child for misery, for abduction, for abortion, for deletion, for the lack of completion.
I want to go now.
But your sandwich.
I prefer dumpsters and sticky.
You simply must eat to live. Or the liver is the flux of the soul, if that's a thing. Would it kill you to liver it up a little? You gotta live or in the moment. I want to deliver you the worst. Eat! It's what people do who want to live.
I'm tired of eating, tired of living, tired of everything.
In an enlightened way, though, right? You think you can leave this? You can't leave me, and you can't leave the worst.
I walked out less hungry, but with less inside of me. Your parting look was so peculiar, I almost wanted to return. I didn't, of course. I don't do things like that. Not anymore. It remains clear as eyes full of crystal dancing and circles written in chalk dust that we really didn't know each other.
We're not the them. We're the us.
Life is made up of stories retold. They cut through the living with what they may hold. Chaos flukes through forgettable fog, and they remain empty, unknown, without strife. In both story and life, no matter how we play, nothing much happens, nothing much to say.
Creepy opening, self-fulfilling bucket. Creepy opening, never clever level. Someone gets the joke.
The end.